The Steelers at the Bengals. Bengals are minus 3.5. This game actually may have moved up to 4.5, which would be a little surprising. Over under of 45. Pete Prisco is the best bet on the Bengals here. I think I tend to lean towards him. Big Ben has owned the Bengals for much of his career. He's been awful against them the last two games, averaging 5.1 yards per attempt with a 67.5 passer rating, 0-2. He's never lost 3 straight games to the Bengals in his career. Do you think it happens here, RJ?
Since he won in Pittsburgh in week 3, are they really going to sweep them? I mean, I think it's been 2009 since they swept them in a year, in a season. The market obviously got a preview of Pete's picks, and everybody jumped on Cincy at 3.5 because it's up to 4.5 now. Well, in the future, you might have a little more clarity on who's going to play in this game, and especially on the Pittsburgh defensive side, and the line might be a little bit different. Once you get to 4.5, I like the Steelers. The defense, I think, is going to have at least 2 of those guys back on defense, Minka and Watt, and I know they're all going to practice with Hayden. They played awful last week without them, and I thought they would be okay defensively. I didn't think they were going to be good, but when you're losing stars like that, I thought they had enough depth to overcome that, but they were just trash against the Chargers. So it'll be great to have them back. Since he succeeded with the run last week, that's where Pittsburgh defense is struggling. So that's what you want to do. So if they come out and they run the ball again, I think they could have success. But that's kind of atypical for their offense. They typically don't, build things around the run. They like to throw the ball. Pittsburgh's offense surprisingly struggled to run the ball against the Chargers. I think they're the first team ever to struggle at running the ball against the Chargers.
Yeah, really. Najee too, and I guess the offensive lines are very good, but still.
Yeah, I figured the Steelers were locked to hand it to Najee 25 times in that game, and they just didn't. But they had 3 super short scoring drives, so I don't want to read too much into the point total they put up because they're kind of gifted in some field position in the fourth quarter. Since he does feel like the better team right now, so I get where you guys are coming from. I think a healthier Pittsburgh defense makes this a closer one. It's like that Ravens-Browns game, the AFC North late season rock fight, low scoring. So I like getting more than 3 points with either of these teams. Then when you extend it to 4.5, really like getting the Steelers at plus 4.5 because it just seems like it's going to be 3 points either way.
No, look, that's a fair point. I mean, you say it out loud. Are the Bengals going to sweep the Steelers? And it doesn't seem like something that you would expect. I don't have the Bengals as the best bet. Pete does, and he's getting 3.5. We won't bump him up to 4.5. We'll be kind about that. Joe Burrow is playing really well right now. It's a little swoon midseason, but he started to pick it back up. The Joe Mixon career high, I believe, in rushing yards last week. So he's they're starting to find it offensively again. I do agree with you. The defensive injuries matter. Minka and TJ Watt back make that Steelers team a lot better. I mean, Cameron Hayward was doing everything, including punching Justin Herbert for some bizarre reason.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about that. Like the camera angles I saw, I wasn't too dialed in, but it seemed to me like he was off balance. It didn't seem like a malicious.
I didn't think he was
like I want to punch this guy in the stomach for something. I just think that he might have got nudged on the camera angle you couldn't really see, or he just didn't have his balance and he just kind of fell on him. So I think it was just the way he fell on him. It looked worse than it probably was in his intent.
Yeah, Cameron Hayward's not the dude to just randomly punch a quarterback. That's not like his style. So I agree. I'll take the Bengals. Getting a little nervous taking it, but I think I will take the Bengals, but not as a best bet. Lean towards the Bengals. Pete Prisco has them as a best bet. Oh, by the way, Dalvin Tomlinson placed on the reserve COVID list by the Vikings. That's a factor against the 49ers. In fact, that might move it to 3.5. I'm not saying that Dalvin Tomlinson's worth half a point, but it's an interior starting defensive lineman. That's a problem when you're going up against San Francisco.
We'll see. I mean, they didn't need their pass rushers the last couple of weeks when I thought that was going to be a problem, and they've been overcoming that. So maybe they'll overcome this.